I'll tell you what the myth is that's being repeated by very high profile surrogates like Tulsi Gabbard. Remember, I've told you Tulsi Gabbard has been dining out on her military service and her newfound pacifism associated with, anyway, ending the forever wars. I mean, no candidate is for the forever wars, but she's able to prosecute the case that somehow Donald Trump didn't have any wars under his watch and is somehow better for the prospects of peace worldwide than is Kamala Harris. It's I believe it's bankrupt of any credibility, this argument, but she does make the argument in this scarily credible way. You know, in other words, I've told you before, I think Tulsi Gabbard, she's singular. This is her big issue, and as I've suggested, she's been dining out on it for a while. But she does make the case powerfully. And then I've heard that case made by others. That talking point is picked up by others. And because of that, and we talk about some of the militarism, the taking out of Soleimani, the situation in Yemen, the pulling out of northern Syria, et cetera. And again, we touch on it from time to time, but we've never made the case, to be truly honest about it, as powerfully and as specifically as Mehdi Hasan has made it. Mehdi Hasan makes this case. It's not long, but I'm going to let it run, most of it, and you can hear, and he just, I think, dismantles this myth about Trump being better on the military and not getting us into wars. Trump couldn't wait. He had his trigger finger on a lot, couldn't wait to use his military power and strength as president. Here's Mehdi Hasan to take apart the myth that is associated with Donald Trump's presidency.
I keep meeting people in left-wing circles, in Muslim circles, in Arab American circles, who tell me that they're voting for Donald Trump because he isn't a hawk. He didn't start any new wars. He killed fewer Muslims than Democratic presidents do. This argument is doing my head in because it just isn't true. It's total nonsense. So when it comes to Trump and war and killing Muslims in particular, it's time for a debunking. Number one, he didn't start any new wars, they say. Well, it's not like he didn't try. We just got lucky. In his first year in office, he picked a fight with nuclear-armed North Korea. He called Kim Jong-un Little Rocket Man, called him short and fat, and threatened him with fire and fury. Trump's own Homeland Security officials were so shit scared that he'd start a major war with North Korea that they had multiple meetings to prepare for a nuclear attack, a North Korean nuclear strike on American soil. In his last year in office, Trump illegally assassinated Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, via a drone strike. And the only reason we didn't have a full-on war with Iran is because the Iranians chose to show restraint and not respond in kind. Had Iran, say, assassinated General Mark Milley, America's top general at that time, we would have been instantly in World War III as a result of Trump's actions. Let's be clear about that. In fact, Milley says Trump wanted to attack Iran after he lost the 2020 election. Trump also reportedly wanted to attack Venezuela. And now for his second term, he's considering airstrikes on Mexican soil. How's that for a new war? Not far away in the Middle East, but on our own southern border. By the way, this very specific and annoying claim that he was the first president to start no new war, that's just not true. Former President and Nobel Peace Laureate Jimmy Carter would like a word. And look, this whole not starting new wars thing is a distraction from the fact that Trump expanded and escalated pretty much every war that he inherited from Barack Obama. Remember, Obama famously didn't bomb the Assad government in Syria, but Trump did in 2017 and again in 2018. Obama didn't drop the single biggest bomb on Afghanistan, the mother of all bombs, the Moab, but Trump did. In fact, the number of Afghan civilians killed by airstrikes on Trump's watch went up 330%. And as writer Ben Krause points out, quote, there were more civilian deaths from airstrikes in Somalia under Trump than under Bush and Obama combined. Trump also oversaw a 200% increase in airstrike deaths in Iraq and Syria. Number two, well, at least he wasn't a drone president, they say, like Obama was. Look, Obama was indeed a drone president who killed a lot of innocent people with drone strikes. But you know who was a bigger drone president? Donald Trump. Yeah, You just haven't heard about it because much of our media is a joke, and because both Muslims and the left, for some reason, have given Trump a pass on this issue. Here are the facts that you need to know. Donald Trump did more drone strikes in his first 2 years in office than Barack Obama carried out over 8 years in office. In fact, Trump didn't just do more drone strikes, he loosened all restrictions on drone strikes, making it even easier to kill innocent civilians. And it was Joe Biden, for all his sins on Gaza, who came along and almost ended the drone war without much fanfare and without much credit. Number 3, well, at least Trump didn't do a genocide like Biden did in Gaza. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. In Yemen. How have we just forgotten the Yemen genocide with tens of thousands of deaths, thousands of kids killed, and a man-made famine? It started on Obama's watch, yes, but in 2018, it was President Trump who oversaw the Yemen war's deadliest and most violent year up until that point. It was Trump who was in charge when a US-made bomb was dropped on a school bus full of Yemeni kids. And it was Trump, like Biden with Israel, who bypassed Congress to get weapons and bombs to his pal MBS in Saudi Arabia, which were then used to kill even more innocent Yemenis en masse. So when you say Trump didn't do a genocide, didn't mass kill Muslims, you're erasing the people of Yemen, and you should really be ashamed of yourself. To be clear, Trump did try and start new wars, expanded old wars, increased drone strikes, and helped do a genocide in the Middle East. He also supported the invasion of Iraq, wanted America to steal Iraq's oil, and pardoned and praised American soldiers convicted of war crimes in Iraq. He's the president who ramped up the defense budget and surrounded himself with neocon hawks like Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, and John Bloody Bolton. And he's the presidential candidate now who is surrounding himself again with hawks, China hawks, who would love nothing more than a new American war with the nuclear-armed People's Republic. So, Donald the Dove? No, that's ridiculous. It's perhaps the biggest, most annoying, and most demonstrable lie in American politics right now. Don't fall for it.
Terrific. Absolutely terrific. That's Mehdi Hasan. And as I say, he dismantles the myth. We take shots at it, dismantling little bits and pieces here and there along the way, but that was the whole act. And you knew it on some level, but to have it detailed like that in a concise way, terrific. Mehdi Hasan, good stuff. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.